the key to creating really good micro-realism designs like this one is in how you balance the pieces that you put in and how you place them and how you size them. Hello dear friends. Today I'd like to show you how I think when I create these micro-realism designs that often go across body parts or involve more than one body part, or in general is just larger and involves many different objects. These pieces can look pretty intricate and detailed and very complicated, but there is a strategy and a method to creating these in a very easy way without them becoming messy or unorganized, because the key to creating really good micro-realism designs like this one is in how you balance the pieces that you put in and how you place them and how you size them. I have longer lessons on this in my course that you can find on C23 Labs, but today I thought I was going to just give you a quick rundown of the basics of how to think when you're creating pieces like this. So yeah, as we can see here, I made this mock-up. This is not a real tattoo, this is just a design. I think of large compositions in terms of main elements or main characters and supporting characters or elements. Kind of like a movie has their main characters, and then there are supporting characters around that is meant to sort of support the story and support the main characters. And after that we have extras, or what I call accent pieces. So there's this like clear hierarchy, and our main pieces, they are the ones that we want the viewer to focus on. In this case, our main pieces would be here. Why? Because it sits in the center of the inner arm, so it's a very visible piece. It's also like one of the largest and most like shaded parts of this composition. It stands out. Same with this here, these two birds. They're also very visual. You can see them right away. So these two, I would say, are the biggest players in this composition. The rest of the pieces, they're kind of there to decorate and to sort of support these two main pieces. And so if we break this down into main elements, supporting elements, and then accents, it would look something like this. Now we don't have anything on these arms, and I'm going to start with just placing out the main elements. Then maybe we wanted to tattoo the hands, so I'll add another little kind of main element on the hands here, these like cherub angels here. Okay, so when we have the main elements placed out and nicely sized where we're happy with it, and I would say that, you know, these three elements, they kind of look good just as they are. They could be standalone tattoos. They're nicely sized. They're placed very strategically. But we could also take it a step further and add some supporting elements. That would be adding that little decoration. And then perhaps adding something on the other arm to sort of answer to that. And if you notice here, these two elements are kind of geometric elements, and they're very much aligned to the center lines of the arms. After that, we could take it even further and add a little supporting piece up there. I think this one is nice because we have these very vertical lines. Then we're adding something a bit horizontal and a bit away from everything. But you can see that the space in between this one and this one in relationship to the main element is kind of similar. So we're working on the spacing and the sizing here. Okay, so we are now starting to get some kind of a composition here. We could add in a few more supporting elements. Let's see, what about some leaves, kind of further accentuating the vertical nature of this tattoo. Kind of, these leaves are just hanging off of this cross thing here. That looks good. All right, and then we'll add a few more on the hands. Now, you could argue that this one is another main piece, but to me, it's more supporting. It's not as big as the other ones. It is in a very visible part, but to me, it's secondary. We can't see the whole part of this one, but I would add a little something on the inside of the forearm here to sort of answer to that, but to have something there. They would be on this kind of the same parts of the arms, if you will. So this is a text that I really liked, and we just imagine that this one kind of curves onto the backside. So that's a little bit of a supporting element. The one thing to note here is that supporting elements, they're supposed to kind of just be on the back row of the supporting elements. They can't steal the show. So often they're thinner, maybe a little lighter. Yeah, so let's see what happens if we add some accent pieces now. accent pieces, to me, is the little ornaments or the little things that tie everything together. Thinner lines that are just in the background, sometimes connecting a piece with the other. They can be very simple, they can be more complex, but most of the time it's really their job to tie everything together and direct attention towards what we want the viewers to see, which is in this case, and actually in all cases, our main elements, because we have this clear structure in hierarchy. So I would want to put a bit more emphasis on the main subject here. So if I add some background in the form of some intricate line work that is perfectly centered to our character here, I think this will direct attention towards this here. This kind of sucks you in and it makes you want to watch this. So it supports this here a little bit. What else? I mean, now this is starting to look like a really nice design, and it's balanced. Nothing is stealing the show. We're working in a very clear hierarchy, and it just looks aesthetically pleasing so far. What do we have next? Pretty much just some minor accent pieces. Here's another one. This line here. Again, as you know by now, it is intentionally following the vertical center line. And we could even do another text. In this case, it does not follow the center line of this. It kind of breaks away from it, and it makes it feel a little bit like jewelry. And then after that, we don't really have much. I added this here, so that we get a little bit of horizontal feeling to this too here, this cross. Kind of talks with this one a little bit, doesn't it? So what we're really doing with these types of composition is a few things. We're playing with symmetry, and we're also playing with asymmetry. We're choosing where we break off from that. So there's this dance between perfect symmetry and asymmetry, and there's a clear hierarchy in the elements. We have our main elements, we have our supporting elements, and then we have all our little accents that we add in everywhere. That will really just support the main elements in a tattoo. And that is how I think when I build balanced, large-scale micro-realism compositions. Enjoy. Hope you've enjoyed watching this seminar. If you're looking for more lessons and seminars like this, you can visit c23labs.io, where you can access things like our online communities, where you can get your tattoos critiqued by me and my team. You can also get guided roadmaps and seminars on learning tattoo, tattoo designing, and how to manage and grow your social media and learn critical business skills as a tattoo artist. See you again in the next lesson.